Welcome to Math with Mrs. Cox. We're in Chapter 9, Lesson 11, and we're adding mixed numbers. We are on page, what page number are we on? Page 677. Let's begin. Okay, when we add mixed numbers, we got a couple of different strategies we can use. Let's find out our story. A hammerhead shark swam 2 1/4 miles, and the next day it swam 1 1/4 miles. How many miles did it swim altogether? Here we have a whole number and a fraction and a whole number and a fraction. Now we can estimate that 2 1/4 is pretty close to 2. 1 1/4 is pretty close to 1. So our answer should be around 3, give or take a little bit. So this particular book has you break them all up. 2 1/4, it has you break into 2 whole numbers, which is 1 plus 1, which equals 2, right? And then that fourth is right there. Then 1 1/4, 1 1/4. Now they have you reorganized it so all the whole numbers are together and all the fractions are together, and you can combine them together. 1, 2, 3, 3, and a fourth equals 2/4. So that simplified would be 3 1/2. That is one strategy. You put all the whole numbers together and all of the fractions together. Another strategy is to draw a model as they have done over here. There are 3 whole numbers and then the fractions. And then you can see a visual that it equals 3 1/2 miles. Now this strategy is the strategy I like a little bit better, though I wish they would have stacked them. So what they do is they have you have 3 numbers. We have 7/8, 3 1/4, and 1 1/8, which are the lengths of the turtle. And they have you add them together, but I'm just going to stack mine over here so it's just a little bit easier. I'm going to do 7/8, and then I'm going to have 3 1/4, and then I'm going to stack 1 1/8. Then we get the fractions to all be lined up, and it looks like they're all going to go into 8 just beautifully. 8 will go into 8 once, twice, once. Then we can add 7 plus 2 plus 1, 7, 8, 9, 10. It would be 10 eighths. Now, I haven't done anything with this whole number or this whole number yet, and I will in just a sec. Now 10 eighths, I can take a whole number out of that. Then I have to take it over here and add it to this section. And then what I'm going to have left over is 2 eighths, which simplifies down into 1/4. Now I need to add these numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 1/4, which is our answer that we have over here. 5 1/4. Now, the way the book did it, they did a similar thing, kind of like Math Antics, but it gets a little confusing. I like to stack my numbers, get a little bit easier to keep track of things. So the total length of the sea turtle is 5 1/4. All right, guided practice. Estimate, then add, write the sum in simplest form. Okay, so estimating. Let's estimate this number. 3 out of 8. Now remember, you can chop this number in half, and let's see, half of that 3 is less than, so that number is going to estimate down low. So this is going to stay at a 3, and 2 1/2, remember a half and over our little circle for a roller coaster. 5 and over means it goes down to the next number, so that's going to make it go to the next number, which is 3. So 3 plus 3, our number should be close to 6. Okay. Here they have broken it up, and they have 3 whole numbers, 1, 2, 3, and 2 whole numbers, 1, 2. So they have a whole number separate from the fractions. Here's the fraction, 3 eighths and 4 eighths. So 3 plus 4 is 7 eighths. then you can add the whole numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 and 7/8. So one strategy to adding these numbers is you can split up the whole numbers and split up the fractions and add them together. If that doesn't make any sense to you whatsoever, don't worry. We're going to show you another way. Okay, estimate, then add. Write the simplest form. So estimating, we're looking at 4 3/5. So half of 5 is about 2.5, and that number is higher, so that's going to estimate high. This is going to be about a 5. Now this number, 1 out of 5, is definitely going to be down low, so 3 is going to go down to that. So our number should be around 8, roughly. Okay, now my favorite way to add mixed numbers is to just stack them. So 4 3/5, and then 3 1/5. Oh, look, they have the same common denominator. So we don't have to do any of that fancy stuff. We can just add 3 plus 1 equals 4/5. Then I can add 4 and 3 together and make 7. So our answer is 7 4/5, which is really close to our estimate of 8. Hooray! Okay, now I want you to look at number 3, and I want you to do number 3 on your own. Yes, I'm doing something different with this video, but don't worry. Just go ahead and see what you can do. I have faith that you can do it. Go ahead and pause the video if you'd like, and then join me on number 4 when you're ready. Number 4. Okay, well, I'm going to stack them. That is my favorite way to add fractions. Because look at these fractions. They are not nice. They do not have a common denominator. So we're going to have to add a little bit of extra work. So a number that both 4 and 12 will go into would be 12. I like that. So that'll make them equivalent fractions. So 4 will go into 12 3 times. 1 times 3 is 3. 12 will go into 12 once. And check our sign, it's adding. So 1 plus 3 is 4/12. And then I'm going to bring 5 plus 6 down, which is 11. Now I can see I can simplify my answer a little bit. I can divide both of those by 4. 4 will go into 4 1 time. 4 will go into 12 3 times. So I take this, and that is my complete answer. 11 1/3. Alrighty, number 5. I want you to try number 5 on your own. Go ahead and pause the video and then join me on 6 when you're ready. And don't worry, we'll talk about this as a class at the very end and check our answers. Go ahead and add those fractions together and those whole numbers together and see what you get. Number 6. Wow, how come I'm always getting the hard ones? I should switch these around. These don't have the same like numbers. Oh, goodness. Okay, let's stack them. Okay, don't forget our sign. All right, a number that both 3 and 9 can go into. 9 would work well. 3 will go into 9 3 times. 9 will go into 9 once. Now we're going to add 1 plus 3 is 4. Bring the 9 down. Now we have to add our whole numbers. 6 plus 2 is 8. So then I'm going to combine both of those, and we're going to have 8 and 4/9 for number 6. Number 7. Ha 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 ha. You finally get a hard one. Go ahead and stack that number and find a common denominator and add. Don't worry, I have faith in you. Push pause and join me on number 8 when you're finished. Number 8. Hey, they stacked this one for us. Yes, I wish they had all the problems organized like this. Okay, I'm just going to extend that line out a little bit. Okay, a number that both 3 and 9 can go into would be 9. 3 will go into 9 3 times. Whatever I do to the bottom, I have to do to the top. 2 times 3 is 6. 4 times 1 is 4. So now I'm going to add 4 plus 6, and that's going to be 10. Ooh, what do you notice about that? It is top heavy. So what should we do? We can take a whole number out of it, just because 9 is the denominator. It's easy. 9 over 9 is a whole number. And I'm going to take that whole number and I'm going to add it over here. It's called regrouping. I'm going to add it over here. Now 10 minus 9 is 1. 9th is what's left over. So now I need to add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is going to be my finished number. Add the whole number and the fraction together, and that is going to be my final answer. Okay, you know the drill. Number 9, you get to do that one on your own. Extend these lines out, find a common denominator, and add. Join me on number 10 when you're ready. Number 10. Extend these lines out. A number that both 2 and 7 will go into, well, I'm going to go with the easiest common denominator where I times 2 times 7, and that'll be 14. 2 will go into 14 7 times. 7 will go into 14 2 times. 3 times 2 is 6. So now I need to add these together. 6 plus 7 is 13. Now I need to add my whole numbers. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So on my number, my answer is going to be 11 and 13 fourteenths. Okay, number 11. Find the unknown. Okay, this one's not going to be too bad. All you need to do is stack them. Find the common denominator and solve the problem. I want to see if you can do it. I bet you can. Pause the video and join me on 12 when you're ready. Oh, goodness. I should have given this one to you. This one's kind of a crazy number. All right, let's dive into it. Let's stack it. 14 and 19 twentieths. I'm going to extend that line out. Then I have 8 and 1/4. Extend that line out. And my sign is plus. Okay, a number that both 20 and 4 can go into, I'm just going to say 20 because I know that 4 will go into that. 5 times, so whatever I do to the bottom, I have to do the top. Times 1 times 1. 19 over 20 and 5 over 20. So now we're going to plus 20 plus 5, or excuse me, 19 plus 5 is 24 20ths. Ooh, what do you notice about that? Yes, that is top heavy. We need to take a whole number out of it. And because 20 is the denominator, that's just the easiest whole number to take out of. Then I have to add the whole number to this part over here. Now, 24 minus 20 is 4 20ths. And when I simplify it, I can divide them both by 4. So 4 divided by 4 is 1. 20 divided by 4 is 5th. Okay, now I need to add over here. I have 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. 23. So my answer is going to be 23 and 1/5 because there's my whole number and there's my fraction I need to add together. All right, number 13, you know the drill. Stack them, find a common denominator, add the fractions, and then add the whole numbers. I have faith in you. Good job. we're actually going to skip this page because we're going to do another lesson today. So let's join me on the homework. There you go. Make sure I've got my markup on. Okay, this is lesson 11, page 681, mixed numbers. Don't worry about showing me your work just yet. We will talk as a class and go over your guided practice numbers in just a bit. Thank you. Let's begin. Welcome to your homework. Let's begin. Now, most of the time I'm going to tell you to stack them, but number one, I'm looking at it and they both have a common denominator. So we can just very easily add those fractions, which is going to be 8/10, and then add the whole numbers, which is going to be 7. Now we can simplify this. 2 will go into both of those. So then we're going to have 7 and 4/5 as our final answer. Okay, number 2. I want you to try number 2 on your own. The denominators are the same, so just add the numerators and the fractions and then add your whole numbers. Push pause if you need to and join me on number 3. Number 3, they do not have the same denominator, so I'm going to use this space up here to do my work. We need to stack them. All right, a common denominator they'll both go into is 8. 2 will go into 8 4 times. Whatever you do to the bottom, you have to do to the top. Okay, whatever you do to the bottom, you have to do to the top. Now we can add 5 and 4, and that's going to equal 9/8. And I notice that's top heavy, so I know there's a whole number hiding in that. So the denominator is 8, so I'm just going to take 8/8 out of that because that's just easy. Add that whole number to my whole numbers section. And 9 minus 8 is 1 with 8 left as the denominator. Over here on the whole numbers, I have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So my final answer is going to be 10 and 1/8. Number 4. Go ahead and try this one on your own. The denominators are already the same, so just add the numerators and the fractions, and then add the whole numbers, and you'll have your answer. 11 and 3/5, and 6 and 4/15. Extend my numbers out and bring down my sign. Okay, a number that both 5 and 15 will go into is 15. 15 will go into 15 once. 5 will go into 15 3 times. 3 times 3 is 9. Now we're adding. 9 plus 5 is, guess what it is? 13/15. That's really close to a whole number, but not quite. Then I can add my whole numbers. 11 plus 6 is 17. So then my final answer is going to be 17/13/15. Okay, number 6. Woohoo! You finally got a tough one. Go ahead and stack them. Find your common denominator. Add your fractions, then add your whole numbers. You can do it. Join me on the next page when you're ready. Number 7. A flower is 9 3/4 of an inch tall. Okay, circle that. In 1 week, it grew 1 1/8 inches. How tall is the flower at the end of the week? Write in simplest form. Okay, so this whole lesson has been adding. So I'm pretty sure they want you to add here. So, whoops. We have 9 3/4 and 1 1/8. We're going to stack them, get our sign there, extend our lines. Okay, a number that they both go into is 8. 8 will go into 8, once. 4 will go into 8 twice. There we go. We have our equivalent fractions. Now we can add without any problems. 6 plus 1 is 7/8. Now we add our whole numbers. 9 plus 1 is 10. So the flower's total height at the end of the week is 10 7/8 inches. Find 10, that's what 10 looks like, and 3/7. Okay, well 3/7 looks like that. Plus, okay, well that's what a plus sign looks like. 18 and 2/7. 2/7. Write the word in simplest form. Okay. Well, they want us to add, so let's do that. 10 and 7, 3/7, and then we have 18 and 2/7. Hey, they have the same denominator, so we can just do 3 plus 2 is 5/7. And then 10 and 18 is going to be 28. Now they want us to write that in words. So we're going to write 20 dash 28, and that means I'm going to write a fraction now. 5/7. And 5/7. That is that answer in word form. Brain builder. Connor is filling a 15-gallon wading pool. On his first trip, he carried this much, and he carried this much on his second trip, and this much on his third trip. Suppose, after all that, he carries 2.5-gallon buckets on his next trip. Will the pool be filled? Okay, so we got to add all these up together. So let's go ahead and add 3 and 1/12 and 3 and 1/2. And let's add 3 and 5/6. Ooh, that's a lot of numbers, but we can do it. Because I noticed something about those denominators. They are all numbers that can get along well together if we turn them all into 12s, equivalent fractions. 6 will go into 12 twice. 2 will go into 12 6 times. 12 will go into 12 once. Now we can add these together. 1 plus 6 plus 10 is 17/12. Whew, that's crazy. Now I know I can take a whole number out of that, 12/12, and I can add it over here to my whole number column. 17 minus 12 will give me 5/12 left over, and I can't simplify that. So now I'm going to come over and add my whole numbers. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 and 5/12 is what I have. So I'm going to just bring this over here. 5/12. My answer is, it's a 15-gallon wading pool. Now suppose he carries 2.5-gallon buckets. Well, let's think about this. So if I have 2.5 plus 2.5, you can probably add this in your head, but I'm just going to add it right here just to help those who are visual learners to understand. So a half plus a half is going to equal a whole. So I'm going to add a little whole number right here and know that that's going to equal a whole number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. So I'm going to add 5 more gallons to that, and that's going to make 15 and 5/12. The question is, suppose he carried this extra trip. Will the pool be filled? We're going to say yes. And we're going to say, because 15 and 5/12 is greater than 15, which is how much we need to fill up the pool. And yes, it would fill up the pool. Okay, number 10. I'm going to tell you how to set it up, and I'm going to let you find the answer, because you have 4 options of what your answer can be, right? Benjamin had 1 2/3 of a gallon of fruit punch left after a party. He had 1 3/4 of a gallon of lemonade left, and he had 2/3 of a gallon of apple juice left. How many total gallons did he have left? So we are adding these all together. So we have 1 2/3, then we have 1 3/4, and then we have a 2/3. Extend a little line out, put your little plus sign. Okay, so now we need to look for a number that 3, 4, and 3 can go into, and I know that 12 is a number they will all work into. 3 will go into 12 4 times. 4 will go into 12 3 times. And 3 will go into 12 4 times. Now I'm going to add my numerators. So 8 plus 9 plus 8. 8 plus 9 is 17 plus 8, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So I'm going to have 25 twelfths. Wow, that's kind of crazy. I know that I can probably pull out 1 whole number, and look at this. Woo, 2 whole numbers, because 12 plus 12 is 24, right? So 25 minus 24, there's going to be 1/12 left over. So I'm going to take this and add it over here, these 2, and that's going to be 2 extra whole numbers that are going to be added. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 and 1/12. Do you see that answer somewhere? Yes, I gave you the total answer. I just got carried away and couldn't help myself. I just had to finish the problem. Hopefully you could follow along with me. All right, ladies and gentlemen, rip it out and turn it in.